Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. In today's video, I'm going to answer the question, what is a pre-sale and should I purchase one? If you're new here, my name is Hasan. I'm a real estate agent in Vancouver, and I make educational videos that are going to help you in your buying or selling journey. Without further ado, let's get started. So what exactly is a pre-sale? So a pre-sale in real estate is when you are purchasing a property that has yet to be built. Whether it's a condominium or a townhome or a single family home, you are essentially purchasing prior to construction taking place or during the construction process. You do not have a finished, ready-made product to look at before purchasing your pre-sale. Now, typically when you purchase a pre-sale, you will step into a show home, you'll see all the marketing pieces, you'll see an actual replica in most cases of what one of the units or one of the homes will look like. And with that, you make your decision to purchase that property that may not be finished and ready to go for 6 months, a year, 2 years, and sometimes 3 years out. So you're essentially purchasing a property sight unseen a little bit, but you are able to see what this is expected to look like based on the developer's models and show home and such like that. So now that you have an idea of what a pre-sale actually is, should you buy one? I think purchasing a pre-sale makes a lot of sense for certain people. So we'll talk about a couple of the benefits of purchasing pre-sale, why you might look at doing that versus purchasing what we call a resale property. And then we'll answer the question, does it actually make sense for you to purchase a pre-sale? So some of the benefits of purchasing at pre-sale, one of the largest benefits is you do not have to come up with all of the funds immediately. So how it works in a pre-sale environment is you pay a certain percentage of a deposit that can be anywhere from 5% to 25% of the purchase price as a deposit, and the rest of the funds you do not have to have them until completion. So a pre-sale makes a lot of sense for someone who wants to get into the market today. They may not have a lot of cash on hand right now. They're able to put a certain percentage of the deposit down, and they're willing to wait for the home to be ready for them to move in. So they're not under a time crunch to get into that specific area or to move properties. One of the other benefits of purchasing a pre-sale as well is when the product is ready to go, you're going to be purchasing a brand new property. When you purchase a brand new property, typically you get some sort of warranty. Here in Canada, you get a 2, 5, 10 warranty, so covered up to 10 years for certain defects. So sometimes it's really nice to move into a new place where you know that majority of the issues are going to be covered for that first chunk of time. And that's definitely one of the draws why people will purchase a pre-sale. In fact, I'm actually standing in my own pre-sale that just completed. So I did the same. I purchased this property about 2 or 3 years ago. It just completed about a month ago, and here I am. And one of the draws for me, again, was purchasing a brand new home and not having to worry about repairs and maintenance so much for a considerable amount of time. Now, who doesn't a pre-sale make sense for? This is very, very important, and I tell this to all my clients. There's a lot of people who look at pre-sales as a way of putting some money down and not having to worry about completing on a property because they have plans to assign the property. Really quickly, what assigning is when you sell the pre-sale before it's actually completed. So essentially, you are selling the contract. You're selling the paperwork that you signed off on saying you're going to purchase this property, and you're selling it to someone else for a profit, and you're making some money back on your initial deposit that you paid. Now, there's a big, big flaw to this strategy, and I don't even like to call it a strategy. My personal opinion is you should never purchase a pre-sale property without having the ability to complete on that property when it's ready to go. So don't purchase a pre-sale property thinking the value is going to go up, and before it completes, you're going to sell. It's a recipe for disaster. None of us can estimate what type of appreciation we will see. So if you can't complete on a property, don't think of a pre-sale as a way to just get into the market and then essentially try your luck to try and assign that property at a later date. So again, make sure you're able to complete on that property. I tell all clients this. I've lost a lot of sales because I won't sell property, pre-sale property, to those that don't have at least a plan to complete as a plan B. Personally, I think pre-sales are great for investments in terms of rental investments. You can often get buyer incentives for purchasing early. You can get, other incentives for purchasing as well. If a developer has, 50, 60, 70, 80 units that they need to move, depending on what type of market you're in, a lot of times they are very motivated to get you into that pre-sale unit. They may throw in some upgrades. They may throw in a storage locker. There's different negotiating things that you can do, again, based on the market, which you can get on a pre-sale that you can't get on a resale property. So to sum it all up, pre-sale, you're purchasing a property that has yet to be constructed, and you're relying on the developer's marketing tools to show you what the property is going to look like when it's done, when you enter the show home. Now, one little tip that I've learned in the business is show homes are exactly that. They are typically the top of the line unit, if you will. There's a lot of extras that are in the show home. So as a bit of a caveat, don't expect that it's going to look exactly like you saw it in the show home. Developers pay huge money for those show homes to make sure they show a certain way so they can sell units. So that essentially is what a pre-sale is. Does it make sense? Again, it makes sense for someone who maybe doesn't have as much cash down today, doesn't need to move into a new property today. But again, if you are going to purchase a pre-sale property, do not look at it as something you're going to purchase and you're going to assign. If market values drop at that time, you may find yourself in a hole and losing your deposit. So not something for a short-term speculative type of investment. I like them if you're going to move into them, or if you're going to hang on to them for rental, or if you know you can complete on them and you want to sell them afterwards. So with all that said and done, I hope you got some value out of this. If you did, I'd love it if you could subscribe and hit the bell notification icon below so you can watch more videos like this. If you have any questions or any ideas for videos that I can do at a future date, please leave those in the comments. And other than that, thanks for watching. Have a wonderful day.